Hi, welcome back to Brooke Builds. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, build, and review of one of the Lego Art building sets. Today I have the Beatles. So as with many of the Lego Art sets, you get to choose from a variety of pictures, and with the Beatles you have a choice of John, Paul, George, or Ringo to build, as one box will build one of those pictures. This is one box that I have. I've already built two of the kits and I have a fourth one put aside. When I found out that they were discontinuing this set, I had to get all the boxes as I wanted the full set because I am an avid Beatles fan. So what I found interesting about this set was that there is also a soundtrack that you can listen to, and it talks about different little bits of information about the Beatles that I found quite interesting, as I believe many other Beatles fans would feel the same way. So I want to show you a close-up of the box, and we will talk about what comes inside the box, and then we'll start our build. So why don't we get at it? So here we have the front of the Beatles Lego Art set. As you can see, you have a picture of all the different pictures that you can do. This Lego kit is 31198 with 2,933 pieces for 18 plus. As mentioned earlier, it does come with a soundtrack. Of course, it is only in English, and the finished building size is 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And you can see in the background there I have John Lennon completed, as well as Ringo Starr. From far they are quite beautiful. On the back of the box we have a nice display of a gentleman sitting in front of his kit, and I'd have to say that was one of the reasons I had to get all four, because I thought it was just beautiful. And from the picture, they did look quite large. And then here we have what the panels look like before you put them together. We'll take a closer look at that when we start our build. So let's open up our box. So here we are, we're gonna open up our box. And there you go. So as you can see, we have our book, and we'll go through that in a moment. We have individually packaged colors, which is how we make this mosaic. As you can see, it does show a phone as well as earpods, and that's, of course, like I'd mentioned, there is the soundtrack, and in this box you will have all the plates that you need to build each plate individually, and then they get put together, as you'll see when we build. So there is the QR scanning code, I think that's how we call it, which will allow you to access the instructions online. And then inside you have a little bit of a story and the instructions. Talks about the different albums the Beatles came out with, some pictures in there. And this one is, the art is based off the White Album. I'd say it's one of my favorite albums. I don't think everyone's on the same page with that. I find all the Beatles fans that I've talked to, we all seem to have a different preference in their music. So as mentioned, this kit will allow you to build 4 different pictures, either John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, or George Harrison, and it tells you here which page to go to build which artist. So we'll open up these plates, and that way you'll be able to see what you're dealing with. So you have 9 of these plates, and in the instructions it will go through one plate. Each color has a different number representation, and each page tells you the number. So it's not like you're gonna have to flip back and forth through the page to find which color you need. It's very easy to build this. My son has done the Iron Man, although the pieces differ from Lego Art Kit to another. The Lego pieces for the Beatles were a flat round, whereas with the Iron Man kit, it was more like a raised round piece, and he found his fingers hurt after a little while. With these flat pieces, I'll show you a close-up when we get into the build. My fingers didn't hurt after a time. It was quite easy to follow the instructions, and build time, I can't remember offhand, but as we build this, you will get to see approximately how long it takes. So that's the unboxing. Let's do the build. I'm probably gonna just speed that build up, and then at the end of it, we'll talk about how I found the build to go, and I'll show you the other pictures that I have close up when I'm done the fourth box, so you'll get to see all four together. As I was taking the box apart to get my build set up, I forgot that underneath here, we have the additional pieces. These pieces put together will make the frame of the Lego art piece. Once it's finished, I'll show you what that looks like, and the back of it actually gives you the spot so that you can hang it on the wall with nails. Sorry about forgetting about that. So I'm about to start my build, and I'll see you in a minute. So I've decided I wanted to do the George Harrison kit, and it looks like George Harrison starts at page 95. So I want to show you just a little close-up of how the book is spread out. And here we go. We are at George Harrison, and when you turn the page, you're going to show at the top corner of the first page, it shows you which panel you're going to work on. As mentioned, you have 9 panels, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you're building each panel separately, it doesn't look like it's going to come together, but as you progress through it and start putting these panels together, it comes together quite nicely. So I have put my individual bags. I'm not one who likes to separate the different color, I don't like to open all the bags and just have a big bowl full of them. It makes it easier for me to pick my pieces if I keep them in the bag. So the way I normally do my Lego art pieces is I will pick a color, probably one of the biggest pieces or biggest colors on the panel, and I'll work through putting as many of those pieces in. So I'll count out my spots. So let's say I'm starting here, I'll count out the 4 and then leave a space, and then count out more and leave spaces. But then when you get into pages where your colors seem to change from each one, that's when it gets a little bit more complicated. So when I get to this page, I'll probably start with color number 10 and then go to the whites. And if I have some that are just random colors, like it doesn't look like I've got a lot of 8s on here, so I'll put color number 8 on there, maybe 14 because there's only a few of those. Looks like there's only a few 3s. So there's no rhyme or reason in the way that I do things. When you build your kit, you'll find there's a method that you start, and I sort of swap back and forth. So I'm excited to start building George. So here you have the first panel done, and the pieces connect. Each panel will connect with 3 of these attachment pieces. The instructions show you where to put them on the panel, and it's pretty straightforward from there. As you can see, it's hard to see the mosaic in here. It just looks like a bunch of random pieces, different colors put together. But as you progress and as you put each panel together, you'll see more of the picture come. So this is the first panel. And on to the next page, we are going to work on the middle part of the forehead. The eyes are there. And as I mentioned, you'll see that it tells you where on the panel, as each panel has all 4 sides have the hole. So it doesn't matter, there's no top, there's no bottom to these panels. Anywhere you want to put it will be fine. So we're just going to continue. So here you can see I've completed 3 panels. They are the top 3 panels of George Harrison's head. They just slip together with the connector pieces, and it goes quite smoothly. They just slip into one another. And I would recommend, as you complete the 3 layers, so just to give you an example, here we have the top 3. Once you complete 3 in a row, I would connect them, because once you have 9, trying to figure out which panel goes in one spot could be very difficult. So I do the 3 top and then the 3 middle, connect those, connect all those panels together. And then I'll do the last row, connect them, those 3 together, and then connect all 3 rows together. Once you complete that, you go on to building the frame of it. You'll see that when we get there. So here you have it, the last panel, and you have the option. Here you can see we have this beautiful Beatles plaque. It's 2 pieces put together, but you have the option of either putting this in the lower left corner, or it gives you the color pieces that need to go in there if you don't want to put that tab in there. So I'm going to do that. And last thing is to put the entire mosaic together, and I'll show you that. So here we have it. I'm going to put the bottom panels together. And then we're going to put the bottom. And there you have George Harrison. It's a little bit more difficult to see when you're close up, but what I'm going to do when I'm done building the frame, we'll take a further look at this kit. But I do find it beautiful. I'm going to keep building. So here we have the finished product. As mentioned, this is George Harrison, as you can tell. And there is the frame. As you can see, it was finished with flat pieces, save for the corners. It's a large enough frame, as the box mentioned, 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters. I had mentioned at the start of the video that they've designed this with hooks so that you can hang it from your wall. It's a sturdy enough picture. I am holding it up. The pieces are all staying together. I didn't calculate about how long this build took. It's pretty straightforward. There is counting involved to find out the distance, unless you're going to do it piece by piece. I have seen my son put together his kit. He has the Marvel Iron Man, and he was doing it one piece at a time rather than finishing off the block of colors per tab. So however you build it, that would be up to you. I enjoyed the build because I am a Beatles fan. It's intricate in the sense that each piece is just one square piece. They are flat, so it wasn't uncomfortable to put the pieces together. So tell me what you think about this one. On my next video, I'll show you all 4 of these Beatles panels put together, and we can discuss how that goes. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss any Lego builds in the future.